This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com. After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is, what's for dinner? That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwanns.com.
Hello, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Catch Restaurant here in the beautiful Key Largo. It's happy hour now at 3:30 to 6:30 every day, Monday through Friday. And they got great happy hour drinks.
It's
wings,
always
right?
happy.
Always happy. Well, it's always happy in Key Largo, right?
It's always happy at Key Largo. Yeah, no, fantastic wings, great drink specials.
Yep, and we have great drink specials here and all that fun stuff. So if you're staying in Key Largo or traveling down to Point South, this is a place to stop. We're on the ocean side at 102. Let me turn the music down here because we got a little loud stuff going on here. How much do we have to kick this down here? Let's see. How's that? Yeah, pretty good? Okay.
Yeah, that's much better.
I controlled the jukebox. I didn't want to blast everyone out. Once again, I'm joined with Bill.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Bill Wissinger. I've been calling him. I've been taking great umbrage or a license in calling you Billy when you're.
Everybody calls me Billy.
I know, but I met Bill's mother and sister, real nice women, and they love Bill to death. And when I called him Billy, they laughed. They said, well, he hated to be called Billy when he was growing up. And I said, well, you know what?
I got over that about 40 years ago.
Yeah, okay. Well, I used to be, for years, I was little Jimmy until I got about 4 inches taller than my dad. And then... Then my cousins, everyone was like a big Jim, and then
that was always confusing in my house too. They'd ask for Bill. You want Little Bill or Big Bill? They're going, well, Big Bill. And my dad walk out and they're like, oh no, I guess Little Bill.
Little Bill, yep. No, my dad's not a little guy by any stretch of imagination. He's a 6 foot tall guy, but that's enough about names. The name of this episode though is all those fucking chickens. I put effing. I'm going to put effing on the thing, but here I am. I'm the one saying it.
There you go.
But,
there's the button.
Yesterday, I was going to Publix and getting our dinner for my wife and my daughter. And as I was going in, I spotted these 5 roosters. I'm going to post these pictures on the title of the show with it. But they were sitting on top of a shopping cart. 5 roosters.
They're roosting.
They're roosting. Exactly what they do. And then someone got in the car. Someone walked by, a local, walked in, got in a car, not 6 feet away, didn't even look at the birds.
Yeah. No, we don't even notice them.
They don't even notice them. But, you know, I posted on Facebook, and people seem to laugh. Oh, here's Luke. Luke, there's your mic right there. We're just talking about this. My run-in with 5 roosters sitting on top of 2 shopping carts. And it's not an unusual sight to see.
Chickens or roosters?
Roosters.
5 roosters usually will be kicking each other's ass.
No, there must have been a family. They must have this old guy jury that comes in, a Marine jury or cash register jury. He told me that he was there at Publix at 1:30, and he said there was a pickup truck with a bunch of cages, and there were roosters. These were Bantam roosters, the ones that I've seen, and someone must have let them go. That's what he said. Or maybe they were released. But it's not, like I said, it's not an unusual sight. And see chickens, iguanas, crocs, wild parrots. But that collection of chickens seemed poignant enough for me to take a couple pictures. And a lot of locals thought it was interesting. I'd seen iguanas at one time when I was going to the Mariners Hospital. I'm a health instructor, fitness instructor there. I teach spin, and as I'm pulling in, I was doing a remote recording. I was doing a live recording, and while I was doing it, there were 12 iguanas, kind of like sitting in a semicircle.
Oh yeah, catching some sun.
Catching sun, but like it looked like they were holding a conference, and
they were talking about going over and mowing down the hibiscus.
Iguanas are funny a certain way. I'm going to talk about that too, and I'm going to talk about another run-in. When I was working at Treasury Department, there was a big snowstorm in Philly, and I lived near a big city park, and I used to cut through the park to get to the train. And when I was going through the park, it was around 5:30 in the morning. It was dark. It was I think it was January, and I'm standing there, and I felt someone standing next to me. And I turned around, and it was a fucking deer, and there were 12 deer. This is the middle of Philadelphia. There's a little herd of deer right there in the middle of Philadelphia. And whenever you run into something like that, it's kind of a pastoral scene. It makes me reflect on things. And one of the things is down here is...
Makes me reflect on where my 30-06 is.
No, but there's two different ideas running in my head. One is we live in a place now where you have dolphins, waters. We got interesting things going on. We got the crocs,
spoonbills.
Yeah, spoonbills. We got Burmese pythons.
Fucked up looking bird.
Iguanas are invasive species. All these things, and they seem to do really well down here. And that's the thing about invasive species. There's no natural predator. They come around and they do well, and they're not always the smartest creatures. But the wild parrots, the Cuban parrots.
Yeah, the parrot's been down here forever.
Yeah, but I mean, they just get but you never see a bunch of monkeys that got released maybe from the Tarzan movies.
Then you're not out on the right up, man. There's a key out there full of monkeys.
Because
that's called Monkey Keys. There really monkeys on it?
Yeah, there's really monkeys on it.
There's really monkeys on it?
Yeah, there's really monkeys on. Yeah.
On Monkey Key. There's monkeys on Monkey Key.
One of the first Tarzans, his name was Johnny Weissmuller.
Yeah,
he had a place in Titusville where I grew up at. And I remember my sister taking me there when I was a litting kid, and he had a little petting zoo. And one of the goats came up and ate the bottom out of her purse and spilled out all her shit, and all the rest of the goats came over and started eating makeup, everything they could eat.
Oh, man.
So, sure enough, the place went belly up, and somebody was supposed to take care of shit and didn't, and the cages got fucked up in a storm. And the monkeys and orangutans, all of them escaped into the woods. Some big cats, too. And so for a few years, man, they captured some, but there was monkeys when you'd go in the woods. And
all you need is a couple breeding pairs to
and the monkeys got pissed because there were so many people trying to capture them. That when you went out there, they would throw shit at you. Literally throw shit at you.
People do that, too. They do it in prison. They do that in
What is with throwing feces, man?
That's their only weapon they have.
That's all you got.
I think I'm going to call a new band. I think my name's going to be Throwing Feces.
Yeah,
Throwing Feces.
Well, back to this. Wait, Monkey Island. I just thought it was called Monkey Island. I didn't know.
There's actually monkeys out there.
What kind of monkeys?
I think they're rhesus.
Rhesus monkeys, the ones on like they do the experiments on.
Yeah.
Rhesus monkeys.
The ones that'll fuck you in the ear if you turn your back.
Exactly.
To them. They'll come up and grab you by the head and stick their dick in your ear. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A rhesus monkey will do that?
Yeah.
That's Richard Pryor.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
No, but I watched it happen to somebody else.
Really?
Yeah. At a petting zoo.
At a petting zoo?
Yeah.
A rhesus monkey fucked some guy in the ear. That's got to be something,
That'll get your attention.
Defense, man, it was one of them old dudes with the real hairy ears and all the hair growing out of his ears, so he probably thought it was a monkey pussy. I don't know.
Damn, that's not looking bad. Hey, I'd hit that.
Man, I just think that's like a dog humping a leg. They know that's nothing. Just an opportunity. So
I'm glad my dog isn't a leg humper.
Well, I was just thinking that what does it take someone down here to be surprised by what they're going to see? Like, I got up one morning and one of those black racer snakes came in my apartment on Southeast Marlin. And I'm on the phone. I'm holding the trash bag and my coffee, and I'm talking to my sister, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm shooing the snake out of the house because I don't want to leave and then come back and have look for a snake. I won't be able to go to sleep." And I couldn't fall asleep with a snake in the house, even though a racer isn't really going to do anything.
No, they're fine.
But I don't want a dead snake under my fridge. Yeah. I mean, the gecko, I don't have a problem with the gecko being in the house.
Other than they're loud as shit.
The tegu's the one, right?
Tokay.
Tokay,
Yeah.
Tegu.
Yeah, we
My
call
brother had a rat snake that lived in a chest of drawers for years and years.
There you
We'd
go.
find its skin. We never did. Finally, when we did see the snake years
He lived-
later,
what?
he came in and out. He had a way of getting in and out of the house, and he lived in the chest of drawers.
Well, rat snake, they eat rats. They're actually pretty beneficial.
Except for the rat snake shit all in the chest of drawers.
just drawers.
Oh, they didn't
furry
know.
rat shit. You know.
Wait, did you share a room with your brother?
No, this was when he had his own house across the street from my
Okay.
mom.
You ever hear stories about people in a room together and they go share a room with their brother? One of them gets drunk and they come in and piss in one of the drawers.
Yeah. I've
All of a
pissed in
sudden
the
they go,
closet
"Oh
before.
man, my underwear smells like piss," and stuff like that. Yeah,
My wife almost peed on my guitar once.
It takes on your guitar.
Yeah,
she
she
opened
was-
up the case.
She was drunk as shit, and she got up out of bed, and
This
she
is
went over and
Kimmy.
yanked her pants down and started to squat, and I was like, ooh, ah, and I just shoved her into the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Got her just in nick time.
Pissing in the hole in the opening.
Well, I got her to the seat,
Yeah, there's nothing close to looking like
A guitar. Well, she was drunk as shit.
Little
She
hammered.
was like dead asleep. She woke up, walked the number of steps.
I don't think she actually woke up.
That's like a
don't think
Freudian.
so.
That's Freudian sleepwalking.
Yeah, I don't even think she woke
I think
up.
that.
Sleep pissing.
Yeah, but the first thought was, what does it take to get someone surprised down here? And you got there's times when but the keys are really narrow, and when they're optimum water
Upper
spout
keys.
conditions, right?
Upper keys are really narrow.
Yeah, but some of the keys, there's certain points everywhere here that's narrow, and you could see water spouts on either side.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how many double rainbows.
Oh, we were
Remember that
playing. We were playing a gig down at Dead Animal Bar one time.
Yeah.
And suddenly everybody just turns around and walks out. We're like, oh man, I don't think we sucked that bad.
Yeah.
So we stopped. We look. There's 3 water spouts right outside DAB going around, working around each other. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you just see the water spouts coming down, and you look at them for a while, and I guess people get denuded by it or whatever the word
Yeah.
is. You expect to see it.
Yeah, it's a spout.
And then double rainbows. There was a thing. If you ever watched Tosh.0, this guy's making a film. He sees a double rainbow. He starts
about
crying.
losing his crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so beautiful. I thought it was so beautiful.
I took a picture of a double rainbow
Oh,
right
oh,
after Irma went by.
Yeah, yeah. They're all over the place now. The crazy wild parrots. You see how aggressive they are? They got these green parrots and they fly in formation.
Yeah,
they fly
the,
better than. They look like if the blue angels
They look
were
like
very
miniature
tiny
Canadian
and stuff,
geese.
and they come in, but they swim in the.
Yeah.
They swim. They fly in that formation that is incredible. They're very tight. They stay wingtip to wingtip.
Yep.
They go around and they're very aggressive. They scare off
And they're very
the large
noisy.
predator.
Yeah.
They can scare off the
Well,
birds of prey.
What are they? Conures, right? They're loud as shit.
Yep. And then you get manatees. Every so often, you're not supposed to do it, but someone will take a hose and give it to a manatee, and the manatee will hold the hose and its flippers up
Well,
and
it's
then
its mouth, the way their mouth works is really weird.
Yeah, like a human. You can see you wake up some morning if you're near a canal and you see a croc walking down the street. I was having a conversation with Kimmy. How people, some asshole down. I don't know exactly where this was in Amarada. Yeah, it was Amarada, Venetia Shores. Guy was shooting a 9mm at a crocodile
Oh, stupid.
in a canal, and I understand people are threatened by them, but you know what? The crocs were here before we were. This is, you know what? I understand, but you're going to start firing off a 9mm into a canal in a crowded area.
And when you think of how many everybody, it might eat my dog. You see, I've lived
Didn't you have
down here 20
you
years.
had a family. You had a family.
We had
of
3
crocs.
crocs that lived right in the canal, right next to our house. They used
Yeah, I
to
used to
sun
get them.
on our dock all the time.
I used to get them. I used to get 2 of them when I lived on the canal, sitting on my dock, just hanging out.
And they just sit there with their mouth open, and
Yep.
it used to irritate me because people would, because our canal was on a street where people could see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not real, and I'd hear them arguing whether it's real or not. And then they start throwing rocks, and I'm like, hey, fucker.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
get throwing rocks. So imagine you get out of the water and someone starts throwing.
Next time you're at the beach, I want to come over and
Yeah.
start chunking rocks at your ass.
And here we go. Oh, moolah.
Ooh.
How we do?
She got the money.
All right, that's okay.
It's better
for
than
what
a
we
poke
did.
in the eye with a sharp
Yeah.
stick.
So they got giant groupers. There was Aquarius Lab. There's an undersea lab in Amarada that used to be run by it was NASA and where they trained astronauts for.
NASA was running it. Who's got it now?
Some university.
University.
FIU, Florida International.
It's an underwater laboratory, and near it there's this giant grouper, Jewfish.
Oh yeah.
And it's what 800 pounds, maybe more.
Probably
1,200.
Yeah, 8.
It's the size of a. Well, these giant groupers are the size of Volkswagens, and they're friendly. They're just. They can swallow a shark, a nice sized shark, pretty easy. But then you got people that they actually want to hunt them, trying to open it. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I mean,
there's
kind of a point in certain areas because you go.
You're right. You don't want them to eat all the.
If you hit a Gulf wreck, there's a couple of wrecks we used to go out and fish there.
Then there was the dumbass that was spear fishing and shot one of those giant groupers, and the grouper took off and pinned him down. He couldn't detach himself from his line, and it drowned him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
I can see that.
Sorry, you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. Whale sharks. Whale sharks. Whale sharks. They're what up to 60 feet or 60 feet. They're docile.
We had about a 40-footer swimming around the boat on a dive trip one time.
Yeah, and you see a whale shark. I don't know how. I'm not a big diver. I've snorkeled a couple times. I did some hookah dives, and I remember the first time I jumped in on a barracuda one time, and the barracuda was a little shocked, but it didn't pay me no mind after it took off. Jumped in where you see a shark. A shark's a shark to me. I don't say, hey, that's a reef shark or a blue tip or whatever, something like that.
Shark,
most of the time, they're not going to bother you. I haven't seen a panther yet.
I have.
Yep.
I haven't seen a panther, but I imagine
they
that
are
would.
the most incredible and graceful creatures.
Are they black?
No.
What are they?
They're more of a cougar. They're more of a brown, like the color of my dog.
Yeah. What are you run 80, 90 pounds or what?
No, this one, I guarantee you, it weighed a good 110, 115.
That is big.
We used to see them all the time going up and down the stretch. I haven't seen one in a few years.
Yeah.
But I used to drive the stretch in the morning around sunrise, and they'd be out hunting.
I love seeing.
In the middle of a drought. This is when I was a lot younger than I am now. I was 20, 30 years ago. And up Central Florida had a drought, blah, blah, blah. So there's one little puddle of water, and that's where that panther was. And it was a coquina pit, and down at the bottom was the little bit of water he was drinking. I was trying to be real quiet to get up because I really wanted to see him, and I skipped on a rock or hit something, and he looked up at me, and in 3 bounds he was gone and out of sight.
Boom.
In a heartbeat, just boom.
Okay. So you got that. We got people that we all seen the key deer. Are the key deer are they a distinct?
They're a subspecies of the whitetail.
Yeah, they're they're whitetail.
A whitetail, and because because
they've been stuck down here.
They're stunted. Their growth was stunted, right?
Island dwarfism.
Island dwarfism. That doesn't happen to the guys much down here, though. They tend to grow big. Big down here. I think it's the beer and
it's the beer,
the fish and
the beer and the fried
all the
food
weed.
Well, weed doesn't necessarily make you fat. It just makes you hungry.
Yeah.
But see, I won't eat it all unless I have weed.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
not saying fat. I didn't say fat. I said big.
There's an interesting synergy.
Well, Bill's big and he doesn't smoke dope.
We're all big.
Yeah.
I'm not so big.
Yeah.
I'm big.
Yeah,
I used to
you're
weigh
not
280
fat.
pounds.
Well, I know. I am. I am lean, but not mean.
I'm fat now.
Well, you know what?
I stopped racing motorcycles 6 years ago.
I don't have a lot of advantages, and we're going to talk about that later. That's the reason we're going to the next thing. And the other thing that made me think about this stuff was we got all these species, the invasive species, whatever. They make it down here, and they seem to.
These little curly-tailed lizards.
No, but they take over, right? They seem to really do well.
Curly
right?
tails are all over. You seen the agamas yet? You seen the agamas yet?
What's a agama?
That's about a foot long, bright green lizard with like a almost electric blue or a red head.
Yeah,
They're just starting to show up.
Okay, well they seem to do really well, and you have the we said the iguanas, we said those, the bofu toad that they put in the cane. It's a poisonous toad. It puts out
they're
a
huge. I got a
neurotoxin.
giant one that lives in.
Yeah, it's the
and-
size of a Cornish game hen.
And all of my animals,
man.
they give it wide berth. They'll watch it.
I
Because when it
killed
moved,
one
I
on my
thought it was a
driveway.
rat.
I killed one on the driveway, and my neighbor came out. There was such a pool of blood, and I said it before. It looked like I had killed a person on there. But these and hey, what's up? Little sister,
little
nice to meet you.
sister.
This is Jim. And Jim. Here, get their mics on.
We're gonna get some mics on for y'all.
What's your name? Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Well, welcome,
Well,
Victoria.
You gotta have a mic, man.
If you want to talk,
Victoria,
we were
grab
just
a
talking about
microphone.
Macy Speed. We just finished talking about the interesting animals, what it takes to get someone surprised here. I saw 5 chickens, 5 roosters sitting on. I posted out. Did you see it on Facebook? I posted on my Facebook page.
No,
I was going
I-
to Publix, and they were sitting there on the shoe shopping carts, and everyone's walking by. The locals like.
Yeah.
5 roosters
More
sitting
chickens.
on top of a shopping cart hanging out together. No big deal. Oh, there's a crocodile walking down the street. Drink your coffee. Oh, there's an iguana in the tree. It's the size of a dog. It's shitting on the car. Maybe 2 pounds. No big deal. So, yeah, it doesn't take you shock. It's not shocking. They seem to do really well, invasive species down here. You know who doesn't do well? People. People don't do well here. Some people just can't handle
Well,
it.
I can tell you probably. Well, it's not an animal that'll shock people, but it shocks people every single time.
What?
And a cockroach.
Oh,
Oh,
the palmetto bugs.
man.
Those big ass. Their size is small.
It's a 2.5-inch cockroach,
It's a
man.
2.5 inch.
And they fly.
And they fly.
I have a
They fly
drummer
right out, and they're
that
fearless.
He has got off his drum set because a cockroach was crawling towards him.
You know what? You know what?
See, it always
I'll
surprises
tell you,
people.
The nice thing about it is they're easy to catch, and those lizards will eat them. And the little German ones are the ones that freak me out. The ones from up north.
Dirty roaches.
Yeah, but
I've been
the thing-
playing, and this lady was watching, and this cockroach was start crawling up my foot. You know, I just kick him off because it happens a lot down
Palmetto,
here.
right?
Yeah, palmetto,
Palmetto
bug.
bug, no big deal. See
And
the
this
bug.
lady was like, "Oh my God, I
Damn
would
it,
have totally
You're
freaked
gonna
out."
get. It's
How
so
did
easy
it-
to get them. Yeah, you know, but.
I don't even stomp on them anymore. You know.
No, but you see the people they live down here, and they barely subsist. They barely subsist with their wits. They're humans. They can learn. They can speak. They can communicate. They can drive.
Well, a
Barely
lot of them
sit-
can't drive.
Oh yeah, we got to remember in South Florida, there's a lot of problems driving.
Now,
But-
years ago, this was another place called the Paradise Pub, and they had a 7 to 9 a.m. happy hour.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a bike rack out front, and that bike rack be full at 7:30.
yeah.
Well, they got an 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. happy hour at Denny's.
Yep.
The place with the grand
No,
stand
this was
breakfast.
7 a.m.
But-
to 9 a.m.
This is a personal story. Was when I saw the chickens, I said, "Man, these chickens are doing so well, just walking around a parking lot, not getting run over." And I think, wow, I barely subsist and flourish down here. I do. There's a lot of things. That's part of the reflection. I was thinking, wow, people aren't surprised by that. And then I thought, wow, I have some difficulty surviving. You figure down here, an iguana can do well. Why can't I? And I think of my weakness is
You
I
don't
have-
eat hibiscus flowers.
Yeah, I know. I have a lack of focus. I don't have a great business acumen. I don't. I have. That's my weakness. Organizational skills, full of shit. They're down. Follow through skills, bad. Follow through's bad. I did follow through well with the women, but not with the business.
So you follow well on things that interest
my
you.
steadiness and emotions under pressure, not always there. I have a lack of depth of knowledge in essential skills. Depth.
Like
And
mathematics.
I have no specialty skill set that I really excel at. But my strengths, now this is the only thing, I'm passionate. About what I have no, like
Women.
Rodney Dangerfield said.
Women.
I have no idea. I have a general wide knowledge. I have a very wide knowledge of things, but not. I have social skills. I'm creative. I'm empathetic. With all those things, I barely subsist. Without the help of my wife and my daughter, my friends, I am probably like 3 steps away from being one of the guys walking down the street here with the plastic bags. I'm not making light of them.
And
I'm
living
not making
in the
light of them.
living in the
some
mangroves.
people are
I've already
born-
picked me
you're
out a nice
born-
stretch of
you're-
mangroves.
You're
Yeah.
born with the situation, and I really believe that, and that's where my head goes when I see 5 chickens. Or when I see the deer, when I was in Philadelphia and walking through the woods and early in the
See
morning,
5
I saw them
chickens,
going
you're-
like this. Look at these deer. They're living in the middle of the city. They got a herd. They're doing well. I live in a city. Why am I not thriving like they are? Why? I mean,
'Cause you
if I
don't
was a
eat
clone-
acorns.
If I was a clone and I could clone myself, there'd still only be one. I wouldn't have like a million, like they say. So that we're pretty much on that. Now we're going to go back on the stories. Now we got some great stories this week. Okay,
We do.
now I'm not going to go real in depth, but everyone knows it down here, so I'm not going to embarrass.
Yeah.
There's a local person here. Can I tell the story, and then I'm going
Yeah,
to
go
introduce
ahead.
the one? Okay, a well-known business owner down here goes to a supermarket, and he sees another person pull into a handicap space. That person gets out of the car. That person does not appear to be handicapped. The person remaining in the car does. He follows him into the store, gets in an argument, and proceeds to beat him down. He eventually gets arrested for assault and things like that. I'm not going to mention the guy's name.
Is this a true story?
It's
Yeah,
a true story.
true
It happened
story.
this week. Okay, so it was Monday night. Peter's here. It's slow.
Yeah.
Billy comes in. Billy's sitting on the corner of the bar. I'm talking to Peter, a great chef down here. And Peter goes, Jim, Peter's great. Jim, do you know anything about this story? Can you tell me anything?
Oh,
I'm
is
supposed
he
to
the
be the
cook
guy.
from Encore?
Yeah. So I go, I just know what I read in the paper. And he goes, well, it was on the Miami News. I said, well, we could talk about it with the Miami News. So it was no big deal. I'd be definitely a bigger listeners audience than we are. And then I go, wait a second. There's a guy here that seems to be every place. So I look over at Bill and I go, Bill? And Bill goes,
My wife sent me out for some sodas. I pull up in the Winn-Dixie parking lot. There's like 4 damn cop cars. There's a guy with blood running all down his face. Cops are taking pictures of him. I'm like, damn, I just want to get my sodas to get the hell, because I'm half in the bag. I just want to get my sodas to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm like, got my stuff. I'm getting out. Okay.
so at this point, we're just laughing our ass off, and I start going like this. I felt like going, hey, Bill, were you on that grassy knoll back in 1963? Were you that guy with the hat and stuff like that, or something like? And you see like a historical picture, maybe at Ford Theater. Bill sitting there with his bass on the stage when John Wilkes Booth is jumping off the thing and he's, with his face.
It was pretty
Or maybe
funny. It went
in
on for a while,
yeah.
too.
Man, he wouldn't be at any of the Nuremberg things, I know, because you couldn't tell
So,
by
Bill,
looking
was
at
it you that beat that guy up?
No,
No.
hell no.
Bill could have.
I'm not
Bill
gonna.
could. He's not. He
Dude.
he can man up and do that.
If you
But
want to
he's
park
not
in a
a violent guy.
handicap, I'm just going to look at you and go, dude, really, come on.
You crazy? Yep.
Just
Well,
shake my head and walk on
Yeah,
by.
and that's not what we're about here in the Keys, and it always happens.
If you assault or insult my wife, yes, you will get beat down.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you when you insult your wife? Do you beat
No,
yourself
hell
up?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, she does. She
No.
does that for him.
Oh
Well,
my
I know you
gosh.
don't have a problem because you say some things about your wife. I'm so surprised about.
My old
Luke.
lady, man, she'll beat anybody.
Oh God!
I know, but the stuff you say, I
Dude,
don't imagine.
She drug me and Luke got to drinking. This is 3-4 years back. We got to drinking Jim Beam at the club one night. She comes in there. It's probably 3 o'clock in the morning. She's got both of us by the ear, dragging us across the parking lot. You get your ass home and you go sleep in your truck.
Okay. Well, that's a pot hole in the kettle black. I just heard that she was ready to pee in his guitar one time, one night. So I'm not really surprised.
We might have all been be known to put 1 or 2 down.
On to another story. I got a new one, an update from
Okay.
that woman. The woman had her false
With the
teeth
teeth?
stolen.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Oh man,
So
she's a piece of
that's
work.
Yesterday afternoon, you know what? I'm pretty sure she doesn't have internet, but
We're hoping
she comes
anyway.
in. She's this woman. You heard if you listened. I told the story sometime, but she had her false teeth stolen by her boyfriend, who promptly, what did he try to do? He tried to blackmail her $1,000, and we had a discussion.
$1,000 to get
we
the
had a
teeth
discussion where I said, "What value does someone else's false teeth have to anybody?" Which I think zero. And Bill and Luke start saying, "Well, if it's a full plate, it is worth because you can chew with someone else's." I'm like, "That's disgusting," but whatever. And we went through all the scenarios. So she. I got to wait till Bill comes back on this. She got arrested last week.
You told me
for
that.
domestic battery.
Oh my God.
And I think it's the guy. I think it's the guy again that stole her teeth.
She beat the crap
so
out
it's
of
an
him?
ongoing. It's like Romeo and Juliet in
alcoholic land.
In alcoholic land. If they were low life alcoholics, it's Romeo and Juliet. If they were like 60-year-old former cokeheads, and that's what
There
they
you
do.
go.
So she gets out. Obviously, she comes rolling in.
How
and
old
go,
are
I
you
guess
supposed to be when you quit doing coke?
when you're dead, I guess.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, you're like, well,
No. She used to do a lot because she
Oh.
doesn't have the enthusiasm. I'm thinking she doesn't do it anymore because she has a kind of laid-back personality, which that doesn't really.
I think she's
So
just
there's other
lacking
medication.
I think she's just lacking the
I
means.
think she moved on to opioids or something like that. And I don't make light of that. But it's a lifestyle choice for some of these people.
Maybe,
and they surround themselves with it. So wait, she comes in. Okay, this is the story. You set up the thing. She went to jail. She's out of jail, and she comes in. You're walking in like, I don't even like to call it, like she... I guess she was. I was told when she was in her 30s and 40s, she looked like Dolly Parton, and it was only 20 years ago. But she looks like she's in the 70s right now. She comes up to the bar. She asked me, "Will I cash a check for her?" And I said, "A check?" I said, "Well,
No.
no, none of the owners are here. I wouldn't even ask them about that." But I've never heard of anybody having their check cashed here, and I've been in bars where they've done that, but this isn't the one. So
It
she
used to
goes,
be-
she looks around and goes, "Can I borrow $1 from someone? Can someone lend me $1?" So she had ordered a beer already. I gave her a beer. Then I went in my pocket and gave her $1. So she sits
now
there
you're
and
out
she
$5.
starts. Oh, the cops! Wait, hold on. The sheriffs show up. They come walking in. They start asking her questions. Are you all right? Where you been? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Asking the questions. And then finally she goes, "Well, that's my goddamn roommate. Why does she keep on calling the cops on me and stuff like that?" And I'm thinking, well, probably because you beat the shit out of her one time or your boyfriend. So they stay and they look around like, "Is she all right?" And I say, "Well, she's not causing any trouble right now." So she gets up, she gives me the $1 and walks out. And I'm thinking, were you going to pay your bill? No, I'm thinking of calling her back. I said, "You know what? I paid for the beer. This is a wash. It's a very small price to pay to get her out." And this guy comes, now this is where the brain trust comes in. Well, I guess the beer was $2.50 and then she left you $1. And he saw that I loaned her the $1. So he goes, "Oh, well, you're only out $1.50. And I said, "Okay, this is why you're not a banker." The $1's mine, the $2.50's mine. Okay, I'm out $2.50. I got the $1 back. I said, "Yeah, but it's not like that." She got her $1 to tip back, and she wasn't no intention of paying. Just walk out. Next time she comes in, I'll just go and say, "Hey, listen, you know what? You
That's
can't."
enough. Thank you. Have a
Oh,
good
I
day.
told you about Shrimp Boy walking out one day. The guy orders a limited ability, English ability, comes in, orders a rack of ribs, and he eats a shitload of shrimp, happy hour shrimp. He orders 10 shrimp. I say, "You know you can order 20. It's 75 cents, so why don't you just order 20? And then I was trying to explain he was ordering beer out of glass. He was only eating, like drinking 3 glasses out of a pitcher and leaving a quarter of a pitcher. And I said, "You know, it's happy hour, so the glass, 3 glasses or 4 glasses, the amount of pitcher, are less than a pitcher." But he didn't understand that because I wasn't able to express in Spanish his savings that he could accrue. But you know what? Regardless of that, he drinks less than a glass and walks out on his bill. Yeah, and our busboy knows him, so I'm eventually gonna catch up to this guy. I said he's a little guy too, so I think I could turn him upside down and lift him up by his feet and shake him.
He might have just been all fucked up and You know.
I did, but it's been 4 weeks, so he hasn't been back. So I don't think it's 10. But I'll get him.
Sometimes they go to jail, you know. Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I don't think. But
Anyway, I must say adieu. Peace. I gotta go.
Okay. Hey, have a great night.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope
Happy
everybody eats
Thanksgiving.
lots of turkey and
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yep.
happy Thanksgiving to you. It was nice to meet you, Victoria.
Nope.
Do you go to
last-
FIU or do you just wear the shirt?
I go to FIU.
All right. What
FIU?
are you taking?
What
up?
year are you in?
Senior.
Senior?
good
What
for
are you
you.
majoring in?
Digital media. So basically,
Digital media.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
interesting.
it's in the
Oh, so you're gonna be
communications
one of them
department.
fake
Oh,
news
man.
people.
This is someone I have to talk to, I
I'm
think,
just
right?
kidding.
Oh, can you help us?
Please.
Is
I
there
don't
anything
see
you can
this
do?
is
I don't-
this
I'm
is what she
begging
likes
you,
to
Is
do.
there anything you could do?
Jim, I don't know if she's qualified to give that kind of help.
I'm not talking about psychological help.
Oh my gosh.
Not psychological. I understand there's little help anybody really could do. Maybe even a whole team of
No,
doctors.
you guys are great. What are you talking
But-
about?
Yeah, we're looking at.
You know, we could always use an unpaid intern.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, man.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, if I live down in the Key.
I'll make enough money to drink beer tomorrow. I'll be happy.
There you go.
I ran into a friend of mine I used to work with at the Encore, Danny Dang. He's a Vietnamese. He's a Vietnamese American. He came here in the late 70s with the. There was an exodus of Vietnamese from Vietnam in the late 70s, and he made it in with his family. And Danny lived in South Carolina, and he still has that Vietnamese accent, but he also
has a southern accent
a southern
overlaid.
accent.
Whoa.
Oh, it's great,
And
Danny Dang.
he's a great dude too.
Oh, you know?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you're talking. So he would go, damn, Jim, it's gonna be a hot summer. Hot. He'd do that thing. He always go, hot summer. And he goes, that girl's so hot. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you another words. There's sexy. There's attractive. There's pretty. He just used hot all the
hot.
time. He just loved doing it. But Danny had no
Asbury
filter.
that age.
He had no filter.
Dude.
He had no filter. So
Sandy used
you
to
know
laugh
where
so
at the
hard.
Encore where the sushi thing was? You walk in the door, and I could say anything I want. It's closed now. It's great. Danny's standing at the sushi station. I'm standing next to him, and his pretty, I'd say, really pretty redheaded woman walks in, and he goes to me, and she's as far as you are to me.
Not only does he
And he
not
go-
have a filter, he does not have a volume
Yeah, he
control.
doesn't have volume going. Jim, that woman is so hot. She is hot. And the woman's just looking straight ahead.
Oh my
like you
God.
would if a crazy person's approaching. If you're on the subway and a crazy person's about to ask you for
Don't
some
make eye
money.
contact. No eye
don't-
contact.
Don't make
No-
any eye contact.
no
Don't
eye
talk to this
contact.
guy. and Danny goes in like that, and I go, Danny, did you want to talk to this woman? And he goes, yeah. I said, she's not even going to go near you now. I said, and Danny used to play tennis in college. He was at least he says he was a nationally ranked collegiate
Wow.
tennis player. And he always says he wants to play me in tennis. I said, I'll play you in tennis if you box me. I'll box you. And he goes, why? And he says, well, I'm sure you're a much better tennis player than I am, but I think I probably could kick the shit out of you boxing. So
I think I can
this is
take
it.
you.
So once you humiliate that, and I'll just beat you up. Because that's what you're trying to do. You should play someone. There's tennis pros up at Ocean Reef. There's places down here that have tennis pros. You have to see it. But Danny, I found out later, and Danny would talk about the girls, and I go, Danny said, I'm not allowed to, I said, didn't you have a girlfriend you were talking about? Yeah, I can't talk to her anymore. I said, whoa, do you leave her a note? He says, I can't even go near her anymore. I
Nothing
said,
says
Danny,
I-
is there a
I-
restraining order? And he goes, yeah. I said, what happened? He goes, well, she tried to break up with me. And I go, oh, my God. So it was at the end of the night, I said, wait, I'm going to need a drink. And I said, they'll tell me, Danny. Well, I locked her in my room.
What?
Because nothing says I
I
care.
locked her in the room.
Nothing says I care
and
like
I
a
wouldn't let her
restraining
out.
order.
And
You're
I
grounded.
said, what?
You're grounded.
Why did you keep her in the room? Because she would just leave. And they said, was there windows? He goes, yeah. And I said, okay, now I kind of saw what happened. I said, did one of your neighbors call the cops? Yeah. And I go, Danny, what did you think? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess in college, I asked him what he took in college. Did what is this thing that you do? And he goes, yeah, and she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I'm surprised.
Can't imagine why.
Danny eventually, I think he got fired from the Encore, and then he went to Num Thai? No, Big Chill. Big Chill. Oh. It was a Big Chill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! And then I was going. There was a couple young girls, one or two young girls.
There's
at
a
the
pack of
Encore,
young girls,
but there was a bunch of them at the Big Chill.
My God, every girl
And
in
I
there
go
is like
this, and I go,
19.
Danny goes, these girls are so hot. And I go, oh shit! I said, how long is he gonna last? He lasted like 5 months. I'm
Well,
so
the-
surprised.
the
and
whole
I think he
sushi-
tried doing the same thing, taking a girl in his car and driving her up to Homestead, and the cops pulled her over or something
Oh
like that.
my
And stuff like that. She
Locking
eventually
her
was
up in
able
the
to call-
trunk.
Locked him up again. Yeah, and he was trying to connect with me. I said, "What are you attempting to do?" I was like, "Do you want to you can come over my?" I said, "I'm not coming over your place.
No,
You
hell
probably lock me
no.
up in a room. I'd be able to break the." I imagine he probably perfected it. He probably
Yeah, he's
boarded
pretty-
up the windows.
he's probably got
and
it
he had
down
the
to a science
steel door
now.
Oh my
and stuff like
God.
that. But in this,
If he's got drywall, I'll go through it.
the refreshing thing about Danny is he wasn't a harasser. He was more of a kidnapper.
God.
In this day and age where Kevin Spacey,
Dude, I am sure I've
Harvey
sexually
Weinstein,
harassed
Roy Moore.
a woman in college.
what?
I'm sure I sexually harassed a woman in college.
Yeah, you know what? I think I would not. I don't recall.
I've
don't
been
recall-
sexually harassed by women in college.
Well, no, it was a lot of give and take, and it was a different thing in the '80s. But there was in the '90s. It turned out to be that my chapter got closed down for some of the behaviors, and we used to. And I mentioned in my previous show, we had full sisters in our house, not little sisters, full sisters. They were voting members, and I think some of the members of my fraternity wouldn't want to talk about it. But since it was an old they kicked them off campus, and they had to reestablish until this year that we won't get in trouble for it now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they will disallow it, but we did. They were full voting members. They weren't little sisters. They voted for the officers of the fraternity, and that. There's no fraternities you ever hear do that. So we were different in the '80s. It was a thing we did that they did when they established the fraternity in that chapter in the 1960s. In the 1960s, there were things about empowerment, equality. We had our African American members. It was and things like that. And that fraternities prior to that were white or black, and they still are. And it was weird in the 80s to see that there were some of the fraternities. There were very few fraternities, at least on the Drexel campus, that were segregated. But we were
integrated.
They were mostly segregated.
They were all segregated.
We were
They weren't any integrated.
We were integrated. We were an integrated fraternity, which I guess you should have called it something else if you have a sister, it's not really a fraternity because they're not brothers, but it is it works that way. But with Danny, I thought Danny would, I swear to God, I just had this feeling that if he got the opportunity, Danny would lock you in his room. And he wouldn't touch you, though. I don't think he would touch you.
You
or
can't
say
leave.
anything. He would call you hot because you're so hot. You're such a good friend. I can't let you out.
Oh.
And that's the people. That's the people we come in contact with. Danny, this boy's going to be a hot summer. I'm telling you, that Jeanette thing blew my mind there.
Yeah, no.
We also had a guy come in recently. He was on a restraining order, too. We found out. See, Monroe
that's a
County,
popular
Monroe
thing
County,
down here.
everyone checks the mugshots.
Yeah.
Every week.
they
Every
post-
week. Every week you know somebody.
No, every morning.
Oh my God.
Every morning they post up the mugshots of everybody who got busted the night before.
Yeah.
So we all, it's fun. You,
Well, I
you
wait
pull
a
up
week.
in the
I wait a week because they have a whole week's worth.
Punishment
No, fun for
No,
us,
but
man.
there's always- and
You pull it up in the morning going, oh,
and
dude,
it's always
Ted
and I'll tell you
Ted
something.
got hammered
It's
for
always
DUI
somebody's
again.
turn. If you're active and out there, and here's a warning to people down here: if you're not careful, they'll eventually get you down here. Doesn't matter who you are, state troopers, stuff like that. You could be, you can consider that you're of a different class. They'll get you, and they may get out of it, somewhat, but
No.
eventually they're going to get you.
Yeah, no. If you're going to be
Yeah.
hammered, don't be driving around.
Yeah, don't be driving around. There's plenty of alternatives down here, and it seems like the people that they're either for domestic violence, stalking.
But it is unfortunate, and I'll tell you because I definitely try not to drink and drive, but the alternatives are pretty expensive considering. So, for example, in Miami, you can take an Uber, and the Uber will cost you $9. Over here in Key Largo, you can't take an Uber for less than $20.
Well,
But I'll tell you the
dude, it's
repercussions for
6
a cost for
Key Largo is 6 miles long.
Yeah, there's no
You
round
can
trip.
wander
there's no-
home.
Yeah,
You're what?
you can wander.
You
home.
can wander home.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
Just the way. I mean, the alternatives that you're done. Friday night, I had someone had a flag that came in messed up. They, the woman was barely coherent. She had the dental profile. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of spaces going on, and it was after one. It was What's it? No, it was Friday night. Woman came in. She was clearly intoxicated with her date, and I just said sorry. After I gave her wine before I found that out, and she goes, "I'm not driving." She didn't say it like that. She, I'm not driving, and I go, "Well, we don't start. You're barely. I don't think you can barely handle walking." And she gets angry, and they closed down their order. The guy just ate his food. She was ordering 10 minutes later. He ate his food. She goes, "Pay him. Don't tip him." I said, you don't have to tip me. I'm fine, whatever. And then the owner says goodbye, and they go and say, "Screw you." And we go, "Oh, have a nice Thanksgiving," and that was it. But we had the same thing. Someone comes in around 12 o'clock yesterday. That person was intoxicated at 12 o'clock. And they said, I seen him walk in. No name.
Midnight or noon?
Noon.
Noon, okay.
Noon. I wasn't here last night.
Yeah, I was about to
They
say,
came
you guys-
walking in the door, little side to side. If you're a bumper car, good. If you're walking or driving, bad. And I said, you shouldn't even be walking now. Barely walk. And it's 12
give me
o'clock,
beer.
and I just came from Miami. It was 3 hours. I just stopped out one drink. Now, one drink thing is the thing. It depends on the size of the glass, right? They got 24-ounce wine
I
glasses.
agree with that.
You ever
too.
seen these big ones where Amy Schumer's drinking out of it and it's a gallon?
What-
I'm just going to have one glass of wine.
What
Well,
is
that's like
that, 26 ounces? What are those Yetis, 24, 26?
Yeah.
I've got a big old Yeti that I always drink out of.
Yep.
And I have conditioned myself to think that this is one beer. So I get home, my wife goes, "Well, I only had 2 beers." She's going,
Well,
yeah.
you know what? The
That's
rule
a
of thumb, I hate to
picture.
really, I know this is the Keys lifestyle thing, but you know what? Drinking yourself into oblivion is not an option. It is not a good thing. You don't feel good about it. I'm actually in the middle of a 7-day
I
dry
know.
stretch.
I weigh
I'm
two-
feeling pretty good.
I weigh 200.
I mean, I don't know if you can tell. I'm drinking iced tea right here.
There you go.
Not
I weigh
the Long Island.
Long Island iced teas?
No, regular.
no. Yeah.
Regular, unsweetened iced tea. No sugar. No
Yeah.
sugar. And you know what? I thought, how the hell am I going to do that? And it's good to do. I have friends up in Philly that would do it from all Lent. And except for St. Patrick's Day, which, what did the Pope say you could do that?
No, special
You go, St. Patrick's Day, or my birthday, or my wife's our anniversary, or it's my daughter's graduation.
Special
They always have
dispensation.
there's always dispensations that come up, and they go and say, but they do it. They do it. They drink all the time, and they'll take like for 4 weeks. And I say, you know what? That's a good tune-up to look at if you're. And I'm not. If you're drinking heavy, it's good to take a little break and take a real. And I guess this is a sin for the Keys bartender to say it. But you know what?
Well-
you should be able to take a little
hiatus.
hiatus and think about how your life's going and stuff like that. And then when you're ready to go back in,
Well,
go
I
back
mean,
in.
and you got to think about what it is too, because beer is not drinking.
Okay, here we go.
I grew up in the South. Beer is not drinking.
Wait a second. There's plenty of IPAs
Oh,
that are
dude.
9%, 10%, 11%.
Okay. Yes, that's drinking.
That's like drinking wine.
I'm a 270-pound man. I'm drinking Bud Light.
I
I have to do better than 2 cases to get hammered.
but if you drink in an hour 4 of those,
Yeah.
your blood alcohol levels above the.
It might be, but my
In that hour.
brain my brain does
I'm
not
not
think
saying
that.
you can't. Your brain doesn't think. I know that. I know, but if you were to take a test, if there was an accident and they took a test, that's all you need to do. That's all they'd have to under. But you know what? I don't want to end it on a downer note. We're in. We're going to be signing off. It's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's one of the biggest bar nights of
Is
the
it?
year. Oh yeah, you know.
Really?
What's one of the biggest bar nights?
Oh, the
Tonight?
Wednesday
Tonight.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like a huge party
People
thing.
come in.
Oh.
There's no tradition.
In the Keys, it's like that?
In the
Everywhere.
United States.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know that. I mean,
United
in
States.
Miami, I
And
can
normally
tell you
in the
that,
Keys,
yeah.
In the Keys, too. So everyone
In the
that's left
Keys,
here-
too?
Well, think about it. You come back into town. You're gonna be imprisoned with your family tomorrow.
Oh, dude,
eating. You're going to be put into a coma, a turkey coma.
Oh.
Who
Yeah,
said
with
that?
your thing.
I'm
No.
going
There's
out
gonna
for
be
dinner.
all that uncomfortable
I'm actually going out for
conversation.
dinner.
They
So
go,
tomorrow morning,
"Hey."
I work, and I'm going out for dinner tomorrow.
No, but you're going to hear all those uncomfortable
No, I'm-
conversations.
yeah, I'm
Not
thinking-
going out for
not
dinner.
Not necessarily you, but I'm just thinking they're going to say, so-and-so is going through a sex change, right?
Yeah, okay.
Your Uncle Ronald is getting out of prison. Or
No.
the horrible discussions about religion and politics or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
No.
thought you were.
It's a
I
horrible-
thought you were going to say that your father's your sister or something like
No,
that.
I know that's that
Could be.
That's
You
Mississippi.
never know there.
That's more Mississippi than the
Oh,
Keys.
that'd be West by God, Virginia.
Yeah, okay. But we're going to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I want to, Bill, are you playing any place? We're going to sign off together, too. Let's do it.
Okay. We're not. I'm playing. Where
Friday
am I? Oh,
night?
yeah, Friday night. I'm here at the Catch.
Oh, it's catch?
Yeah, I'm
You're
here
in,
at the Catch. Cody James and the Key Billies.
Okay, I'll be nice. I'm
Yeah.
going to bury the hatchet. Here. In a good way. Yeah, I'm gonna bury the hatchet.
There you go.
How about you? Are you playing anywhere?
Turkey Trot Miami tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Tropical Park.
That'll be fun.
Oh,
Miami,
that's gonna
Florida.
be awesome.
Yep.
Make sure that you have a bunch
with
more of those
him.
beers.
Are you going to help us out with it? Can we get your email and you help us out with our?
I mean,
Yeah?
I could take a look.
If you think
There
we
you
could
go.
do anything with it, that'd be great. If
Okay.
not,
For sure.
don't fret over it. We have no expertise whatsoever.
She's gonna come and stay for a while during Christmas and New Year's time.
Awesome, that's great.
Fantastic.
So
That's great. Maybe we
I
can
can
do
bring
it
her
on-
by the show and
Yeah. You could tweak
For
it for
sure.
us and stuff.
Oh.
See, what I try to do is do a format here and stuff like that,
Okay.
and then we segue from it.
we can even bring some cameras and do like pro footage.
Sure, whatever you think you want. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I don't
probably
know how
look better on radio.
I tell.
We probably look better on radio.
Speak for yourself. I'm talking about. I mean to say, what the fuck? Where'd that come out of? I didn't say anything about you. You know, I am an old man. Oh, God damn it.
He's a very attractive older man.
Yes, I am. No, but this is the.
We should
Some
bring
of it-
Marianne back so she could say James.
Some of us look like farmers.
Okay, you know what though? It is Thanksgiving, and I'm very thankful for my friends here. I'm thankful for my family, my beautiful wife, my beautiful daughter. How about you, Bill?
Oh, my wife, all my friends, the fact that I get to play music more often than not.
Yeah. How about?
Same. Thankful for family, for friends, for moments like these,
Yes.
or spur of the moment, kind of spontaneous.
There you
It's
go.
fun,
Like
isn't it?
connections with people. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really fun.
Okay,
I
my
would
friend
say
Henry.
first and foremost God. Without God, none of us would be here. And then after that, obviously friends, family, and the people in this show. Man, I love you guys. I think you guys are great.
Thank you.
Oh, listen. So let's all. We'd like to thank everyone for listening.
This is Bill.
And this is Jim. Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy Thanksgiving. We do appreciate you.
folks. We do appreciate you.
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, remaining balance due. Unlimited basic after 6/30/20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, remaining balance due. Unlimited basic after 6/30/20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.